Welcome to Geek Hard's coverage of Fan Expo Canada 2018. Woo! Yes, we're going to have a fun-filled weekend for you. Great highlights coming your way of interviews with comic creators and actors and interesting people. You're going to see cosplayers, you're going to see events, you're going to see toys. You're going to see it all right here in our coverage. Are you excited, Mr. Green? Woo! That means he's excited. Stay tuned. So I'm here with Kim Coates. That's you. Bad Blood Season 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
And you guys packed a lot into Season 1, so I can't imagine how crazy it's going to get in Season 2. You got problems from Europe, problems from Hamilton, you got the feds breathing down your neck. What's in line for Declan this season?
My biggest problem is sitting right over there, Anna Hopkins. She's my biggest problem.
Oh, yeah?
Look at Melanie Scrifano looking all pretty. Anyway, yeah, Season 2, here we go. First season was, as you all know, based on some truths, right? Vito Rizzuto. Anthony LaPauli was so amazing, and Paul Sorvino and Enrico Calantoni, the whole incredible cast that we had. All right, so we did that, and it was really, really good. And Declan, being the most loyal lieutenant ever in the history of mafia lore, with Vito, including going to jail for him for 10 years. And he was like a father figure for Declan. Declan had no family until Vito. He did everything for Vito, and then Vito sort of ostracized him and told him in no uncertain terms that I was just an employer. I wasn't family at all. And that really, really got to Declan, and the last couple of episodes, as you all saw, Declan still never gave up on Vito, still planned things with Vito, but Vito was getting old and complacent and he'd rather do jigsaw puzzles than be the true mobster that he was. So Declan didn't wait for anyone anymore, and he took over on his own terms, and the second season starts 5 years later. I don't know how that's possible, Stephanie Perrin, where I look better now than I did 2 years ago, so I don't know. A lot of makeup, I guess.
The years have been good to you.
Right?
There you go.
Declan drinks the best wine.
Michael, you are almost about to finish wrapping up, well, I'm sure you've done your part, but the 6th issue of Star Wars The Last Jedi adaptation is coming out in just a few weeks, actually, I believe it is, right?
Yep. Not this week coming, but the one after.
Right. So going through it, it's interesting to, having watched the film, like I know me and you are both fans of the film, watching that film, but seeing you translate it, it's interesting to see how your panels are taking what is pure action on screen, and then you're trying to create that motion and that action on the page. And what was that like for you working on that?
It was a challenge, definitely. There was a lot of problem solving involved. When we were trying to stay close to the same kind of cinematography from the film, you notice that there's a lot of medium shots that are really tight and the camera's constantly in motion, right. Which is also kind of unique for a Star Wars movie, I found. But the camera will be zoomed in on somebody's face and their reaction, then it'll move to another speaking character, and then it'll move to a point of interest. And you get these kind of single shot takes all the time in The Last Jedi, which are impossible to adapt directly for a comic, right? Because every single one of them needs to be a different panel.
Right.
So I had to kind of push the panels out a little bit so that a lot of times I'd put in multiple figures when there was only one figure in the shot in the movie, or I'd have to pace out the action a little bit differently. There's a lot of challenges involved, but I think, I kind of really found the flow to translate it effectively into the comic book form. And sometimes we just did something totally different in terms of the way that the shot was framed, because it just would work better in print. Because what works in motion doesn't always work in the static medium of comics.
This video brought to you by Highlander Brewery. Check them out at highlanderbrewco.com. So I'm here at the Omen booth for HP at Fan Expo Canada with a 5-time world CSGO champion, Counter-Strike champion, Stephanie Harvey. How's the weekend been going for you so far?
Really good. We started yesterday, so it's still kind of the beginning of the event. We know the big day is tomorrow, Saturday. It's always really crowded. But today, we're still early in the day. It's already pretty packed, so it's been going well.
Right. So you're doing 13 matches a day while you're here, facing off against various players?
Yeah. So what we are doing as some sort of giveaway to the fans is they can sign up to play me in 1v1. matches. So it's obviously much shorter than a real match, who can take like 1 hour. So these matches are maybe like 10 minutes. They're just mechanical skills. There's no strategy. There's nothing involved. So anyone can sign up. If they win, every day they win a different prize. I'm thinking I'm going to go 26-0, but who knows? Maybe someone is going to beat me.
I'm hoping you do. I want to be able to say I got to interview her and she went 26-0 that weekend, and that I was part of a good luck charm for you. That's my hope.
Yeah, but the thing is that we still want to give away the product. So if I end up not winning at the end of the day, we're just going to give it away to the fans at the booth.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic.
You've worked on so many amazing characters, like at Marvel and throughout your career. I'm just curious though, is there a character that you have yet to ever work on? Any character, doesn't matter, company, creator, doesn't matter, that you personally would love to take a crack at?
I mean, the cast of Star Wars. I want to do a Star Wars book. I'm not shy about saying that. And I luckily know the people who make Star Wars comics. But it's funny because I have those answers and I've had them forever, where it's like, well, this is my dream team of 10 characters that I need to write before I die. And I'm a huge Marvel fan, and bouncing around Marvel, I dip my toes and I managed to squeeze some of them in here and there. So it's like, I love Daredevil. I would love to write the Daredevil book at some point. That is, to me, one of the best comic series of all time, and I would love to take a shot at it. But Daredevil's appeared in things I've written because I love him so much, but I'm not going to be like, well, I'm saving him. So there aren't a lot that haven't come around, especially with the amount of X-Men stuff. Like, I'm an X-Men guy, and the amount of X-Men stuff I do, I manage to I think the big two that I haven't written are Cyclops and Wolverine for me, because they're both dead.
They're dead, yeah.
But I did put Cyclops in Phoenix Resurrection.
Yeah, you snuck him in there, yeah.
He's in there for 2 pages, and people are like, is that really him? And I'm like, that's really him. And so now it's just Wolverine, who's dead, and it's sad. I wish someone would bring him back, but it's not going to happen. And